Welcome to everybody. This is Reiki, Crystals, Shamanism. What the woo? What is all this about? And yesterday we went on a really nice, heartfelt deep dive at what Reiki is and what the system is for. We'll keep the music for now until more people come in. Thank you for being here. Today is all about crystal healing, and we are going to be creating and activating our money expansion grid, crystal grid. So if you're here right now, saludo Félix, gracias por estar aquí. Nada, aquí esperando a los demás a los que lleguen al party. Bienvenido, gracias por estar aquí. So go ahead and get 9 of your best money crystals for now. Go ahead and get some water, get yourself situated. We're probably going to be here for the next hour or so. And I'm just going to give a little training, introduction training to crystal healing, how they work, what crystal Reiki is about. I am launching 3-in-1 Reiki certification that is very powerful, and it's also the 3 main popular branches of vibrational medicine, which is Reiki, one of the most popular energy healing modalities on the planet right now, and kind of created a boom and an industry. What working with Reiki is like and how it modulates your energy healing. What crystal healing is about, which is the language of the earth, the language of creation, sacred geometry, attuning yourself to these symbols, and then, with your crystal lab, understanding mineral kingdom in the earth and in ourselves and our own connection to them, so that we learn how to direct these crystal frequencies, which are a mix of our own consciousness, our own lore with them, as well as their own crystal structures, the color, and the way that they work with light. And as well as the megahertz, that's mostly in Germany, where they're doing like most of the scientific crystal healing at the moment. So yeah, just checking to see if anybody else is here. It's time. I'm gonna go ahead and keep recording, right? Gracias, Félix. Por ahora somos tú y yo. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. Right. All right, I'm just finding where I get this. Right, here we go. Welcome to day 2 of Reiki Crystal Shamanism What the Woo. Today we're going to be, Judith is here. Hi, Judith. Yeah. Félix, pues ya no somos tú y yo, ya se multiplica la cosa. Qué bueno. The more the merrier. Hi, Judith. Welcome. So day 2 of, hi?
The live agent on the phone, even though there may be a wait.
If I'm going to ask people to mute themselves when they come in.
If you.
Thank you, Judith. All right, here we go. Here I am. If you don't know me, or if you've seen me on Facebook, this is me. My birth name is Brenda Mari Rossi. My healer name is Brenda Soulfire. Pretty much just the Soulfire was kind of whispered to me for the past 20 years. 20 years ago, it just started whispering. And it became sort of this alter ego of myself and a healer, teacher. I'm also a researcher for more than 30 years of esoteric practices, pretty much just trying to figure out myself and all the different changing psychic gifts that life brings. I'm now a global healing teacher, but I've been with all the certifications in place and pretty much just started Soulfire Spiritual Shop, crystal shop, but also crystal healing school as well, which is what the most thriving part of Soulfire at this moment is all the different men and women from all over the world that I teach to work with the earth medicine. And pretty much what I did was, after a lot of research, I compiled the Reiki systems as the easiest way for you to begin a practice with crystal healing, because a lot of these concepts and what we're doing, the psychoanalysis mixed with like lore and our own beliefs, but like the deep dives that we do into ourselves and the different revelations that we also get from the different crystal devas, all of these different new realities that we awaken to now need a place to go into. And this is where Reiki comes in as a very nice, stable energy system that takes you from physicality to your consciousness to beyond time and space and into the quantum realm as you become a Reiki master. Also coming in crystal healing. And yeah, I'm going on a tangent, but this is me. I am a Usui Crystal and Shamanic Reiki Master. I have been working with shamanism. Once I pretty much just let go of religion, I came back to when I was 6, and an amethyst from Uruguay started speaking to me. At that point, I did not understand all the different perceptions, the different psychic skills that were changing. Like every 3 years, I would be having either prophetic dreams, and then I would be getting out of my body, and then I would be, different types of perception. Meanwhile, I was trying to mask all of that and be a good girl, be a good Catholic girl. And yeah, that's been my own path of walking that path and becoming free of that and becoming my own. So I came back to talking to the crystals, speaking to the crystals, and back to shamanism, which is the original the original spiritual way of humankind. And because it's visceral, it's very, very here and now as well. Retaking back your roots as well gives you a strength that modern different religions or ways of thinking do not have. And the base, it also brings you back to the oneness, but being okay with everything having different facets, but still being one as well. Anyway, I'm also a certified soul meet strategy business coach as well. I have helped about 20 different women come up with their own brands. That's what I used to do. I'm also a previous editor for Parenting, People en Español, Guitar Magazine, as well as the San Juan Star. And I was first digital copywriter of Puerto Rico as well. It's a very creative corporate train of overwork that pretty much just crashed into one of the most I had a moment. I was going to marry this guy, and then he left me for my best friend and the one that I was going to start a magazine with, and she was also my best hand. Hey, here's Vanessa. So it was like a big personal moment where I had to retake my talking about myself just so you get to know me. Pretty much just overworked, overexhausted, depending on the patriarchy, depending on asshole type of guys like these. I'm not, if you really want to know the story about this guy that's laughing down there, it was horrible. But I'm glad I'm putting this here because it's like my bottom line. But if you want to know the story, I'll put a post later about him. But it made me realize my own value. At this point, I deeply disliked myself. I did not know who I was. I was trying to please everybody around me. I was deeply love addicted. I was, trying to figure out be in my own power. Meanwhile, I was looking for power outside of myself. And when I began and really started embodying my healer self, when I decided who I was and I found the modalities that really felt in my heart that this is my way, and that I can take these tools and make something with them, which is what I am going to do, shamanic crystal Reiki. I witness miracles on all levels now, every single day of my life, having had these systems to really land and get those certifications. Also gave me like a strength. It's not just the paper, it's the I completed something and now I am this. Humans are coded to ritual, and that is why I believe shamanism is the new way, is the way of bringing Western culture, how fast we're going to reconnect to the land and to have a visceral experience of the divinity that you are now here on earth. And there are very general ways of working with shamanic healing that is all about consciousness and being multidimensional at the same time. And it requires an expansion, but it also gives you a strength of being a human and a visceral understanding of what being a human is like, and being of service to your tribe, to your people, to the people, to the community that you serve. It gives you purpose, gives you meaning, and you start glowing from within, and things become so much easier. Struggle kingdom is done when you are aligned with your what you came here to do. And if you are an empath, crystal healing is one of the best ways to modulate your own moods, to understand energy healing, to give yourself your power back as well. So anyway, let's keep going. Crystal Reiki is the branch of Reiki that concentrates on working with the energy of the mineral kingdom. Reiki had a boom after the 1970s, 60s, 70s in the Western world, and it became a modality and an offering. In Japan, it's more of a like a spiritual way of finding your own light and just spiritual purification. But here, when it met the West, and I guess a need for money and for being remunerated for doing this type of work, which is bringing in the light as well. I'm holding a selenite, by the way. I've just been holding that, clearing a little bit. Crystal Reiki works with sacred geometry, with intention, already been activated with symbols and understanding to work with the universal life force and the sacredness and the daily surrender that giving yourself service comes to. Hi, Denise. Hola, welcome. So it combined with your healing intentions, with those sacred geometry, you kind of stamp the frequency. You turn Reiki on, and then you work with the sacred geometry, and then you choose the different properties that you need from the crystals. And we're going to talk about it a little bit now. Lucianne, hello, welcome. So the secrets to crystal Reiki, and I'm not bringing in the shamanic Reiki at this point, because that's more of like a, psychological and more of like a journey, shamanic journey, and coming into the body type of thing. But the secrets to crystal Reiki is overlaying and really, really connecting your heart, your heart and mind, and having a coherent energy to the point where you program this crystal that you have chosen for a very specific reason to manifest something. So it really lands your intentions, and it is like manifesting kaboom. It's not just like Reiki River of Peace. This is like manifesting magic. This is the stuff that warlocks do, and this is the stuff that Tesla knew about and they didn't want you to figure out, which was, if you become this battery of energy and you allow all that suffering and all that fear, obligation, or guilt, that fog away, and give yourself as a channel to increased energy, as well as allow for these allies to help you increase that vibration so you can get new, because a solution to a problem does not come from the vibration or the thought pattern that created it. You have to rise higher. And this is why these little guys, which are very stable in their structures, kind of bump us up in the order of vibration. We're going to be talking more about how crystals work. But the secrets to crystal Reiki is that layering of consciousness, is choosing, it's getting to that quantum realm oneness consciousness. You do away with whatever is not oneness, and you bring that in. If you haven't learned how to bring in sacred space, and definitely go ahead and get your peace first, get yourself to safety, and allow your mind to go beyond the veil, to go beyond the fear, to go beyond the obligation, to go to beyond the guilt, into the heart of what you are. Because a lot of what we really have wrong in our thoughts, how we've been accommodated to think, and frequency control. So with this, we are going beyond it. So we really have to let go and unlearn, and then be open to the information that comes in. We'll figure it out later. We'll always figure it out at the time, the specific time that we need to. And crystals also choose us. This is not a one-way street. This is like a conversation with a live being. They are just alive on a very stable, slow growth and frequency that is very stable. So that's why they feel like these programming chips that you can use yourself. If you are your own creator and like a human computer, then you can bring into your field the crystals that you need. So to working with light and love, meaning the heart has like 40 times. We have two main toruses of energy. That means like a donut of energy around us, always pulsating. We're always, even when we feel depressed, we're always just kind of beaming those torus of energy all around us. Well, we have the normal one around our aura, but then we have our heart, which beams just as, and the aura is about 12 feet that it expands mostly, but the heart can expand up to like 40 feet or even more. So I don't really know the how much, but it like 4 times our heart understands and can see like 4 times of what your aura, your limited bubble of beingness can. So your heart is the one that's also connected throughout all dimensions into the heart of the creator, of source, which is consciousness, pure consciousness, more than even thinking, like consciousness that is alive. And that's where you want to work. So you want to get to that oneness consciousness, where then understanding sacred geometry and attuning. I'm just giving you a general idea of what crystal Reiki masters do, because it's amazing and I love it and I want to share it with you. And I'm launching this next week, and already the group is amazing. So you attune your crystal lattice, because we have crystals all over our body. They're calcite crystals, and actually apophyllite is very close to, but blue apatite is one of the most, is like very close to the apatite calcite crystals that we have in our pineal gland, which is where we get a lot of this like otherworldly, meaning like other energies coming into our field, right? So you want to attune all your crystals first, like getting to really being able to pull yourself into the moment and really use your crystal lattice, which is your skeleton, your full-on calcite crystal. And calcite reflects light like you would not believe. It's layers upon layers of light. And this also brings us to, lifts us from low self-esteem and all the things that we think that we're small of. It gives us the crystal healing brings us the visceral experience of the light that we are. And it's very hard to, when you live with a lot of crystals around, to be depressed for a long while. You find it's too icky. It's like you live in light and love. So these are super allies when you work with the light and you really want to stay in that higher than usual vibration. You land these intentions with the grids that you make. And then there's different types of ways of approaching the properties of mineral kingdom, like all those books that I can give you some books that are like crystal healer Bibles, but pretty much those are 98%, I would say like 86% of the population. Usually this stone helps with this, but there's a point where you need to see how your field takes in that stone, what happens in your consciousness when you bring in that new vibration as well. So there's different ways of seeing it, but the most important one is how you feel with that stone and the challenges as well as it brings for you. Because if you're having a reaction to a stone, like I had an initial really bad reaction to malachite, which is all about spiritual leadership. I can tell that part of me was not having it. I was kind of an Aragorn type of person. I didn't want to, I was just doing this because I wanted to know why, but I didn't want to lead anybody into their own, it's too much into their own spiritual awakening. That's too much responsibility for me, right? But anyway, so but I started when I realized also it's not just stones that feel good, but also the stones that really hit you and you dislike. Like I had that with malachite. And it wasn't until I understood that I really, I understood a lot of things in books because I had researched a lot, but I had to go deeper into my ability to understand things with the heart and with my own body and different parts of the body, so I could also develop more psychic gifts with different parts of my body, because I now heal with my eyes as well. There's different things that happen when you go deeper with this work with yourself, with the information that's coming in. And these guys land it all because it's so out there. Crystal healing lands it all with sacred geometry, with the grids, with you intending and stamping these energies. So if you have any questions, let me know. I feel like I'm talking to how do crystals work? And is there something that you have questions? We'll have at the end, we'll definitely have talk, all of us. So how do crystals work? So now that we know that everything is energy, everything is related, we're working now in an Einsteinian universe where we are holographic, we are in the quantum realm at this point, right? So the crystals have a very, very stable, extremely stable, dominant oscillatory rhythm. It's a DOR. It's the original frequency, and it's very strong. It's very stable. And even if we, chip them off, they all have the same type of frequency, and they stay very stable. They stabilize our energy field. We are like bone, sinew, thoughts, emotions, water, also, fire, farts and laughter and spirit and all sorts of frequencies woven together. Have you ever seen like a human, like that close-up of a human cell? It's like all these parts together, and I'll share it with you guys later. But we are like this huge mosaic that needs to be balanced all the time, and these guys are always balanced all the time. So when we introduce them into our field, it's like click, we're good. Peace, stability, order brings in, and then all your thoughts start shifting to more aligned, to more truth. And so different parts of ourselves match to different vibrations in the crystals. They highly influential on the frequency of a place, of a space, and of other beings, mainly because they're so stable vibrationally. They have a very huge, like etheric body. Crystals can be very tiny, but they can have a lot big energy. They carry the ability to have piezoelectricity, and they carry high level storage of information as well. So it's like all about energy and consciousness, and they lead you to the mastery of it. All crystals store, amplify, modulate, and kickstart loops of energy and information. How they do it is differently, and that's when we go into getting to know them, getting to know the mineral kingdom, how it builds itself, and what different crystals structures do. resonance is the biggest, what we do in vibrational medicine. But because crystals have very specific frequencies and do not change, is the reason why crystal healing is one of vibrational medicine's most popular branch at the moment. But at its core, crystal healing is about resonance. It's the ultimate vibrational medicine modality, and you get to the nitty-gritty behind the science and art behind crystal therapy, especially when you work with me, because I want you to go in there well informed. I'm not gonna just send you off to work with the crystals if you don't feel confident. And I certify people that I feel have this under their grasp. So what is healing resonance? In physics, the resonance occurs when an object vibrating at a specific rate transfers its frequency to a second object, and the two approximate each other and they start vibrating the same way. So it's kind of the same thing. Usually around 15 to 20 minutes of having a stone in your field, you'll feel the difference. Definitely by the 15-minute mark, usually is when you feel the difference in the shift. Sacred geometry is how the universe speaks in sacred forms. And to study them, it is about really slowly but surely being in the now and using your skeleton. Your skeleton, go in there, and your consciousness power as well. And you choose a symbol that awakens something within you that you want to work with. I usually either do a 21-day sprint with them or 28-day cycle if I feel more, feel more in the shamanic level or like the Reiki level. And I choose a sacred geometry symbol to work on and attune my own skeleton to. And that pretty much just means creating with it, gazing at it, having it with you for enough amount of time, at least definitely 13 days with you, so that you integrate it. It becomes part of you, it becomes part of your language, and you also weave your own meaning to it. You can look for it online, print it out, and then just gaze into it. You can, I always create with it. You can do crystal grids with it as well, to work with the different sacred geometry and understanding what it means. Then also do Google about it and research it, so that it really, you understand it from a human historic point of view and our collective consciousness. But also just face it and wipe that away, and also face it yourself with your entire skeleton, your crystal lattice, and see what it does in your field. Take notes. I always tell my students to be observant. Like keeping yourself a student is one of the most miraculous and most wondrous ways of keeping yourself young with crystal healing. Because if you see me, I don't look 50, and I think crystal healing and breath work do have to do with that. And mind work as well. You can definitely use them in crystal grids, so that your intentions and your decor and the feng shui and all the feng shui, sorry, the energy in your spaces feel good. And you're going to notice if you go around your house and just pretty much just take all your crystals and put them in different grids, whether it's like a circle, do a square when you need like more stability, places that you need more stability. You can do a circle for union. You can do like a Pisces, Vesica Pisces as well for relationships. There's different symbols that you can do. And so the sacred geometry are like very high level stamps of energy. If you've ever seen the crops, the alien crops, I forget the crop circles, they're always imbued with some sacred geometry, and they are sending some message at a very deep subconscious level to all of us of what's going on or what's happening or what needs to be taken care of. Well, this is what we do with sacred geometry, is at this time we are stamping the grid of life, the quantum realm, with our sacred geometry, our intentions, and landing them in our own physicality, but then they're also resonating in the astral realm by the way they are formed, the way even as well the spaces between the crystals. So, and resonating to sacred geometry reconnects your consciousness to that of creation. It brings you out of all the chitter chatter and monkey mind of like the do and the have nots, and it really brings you a sense of power, of peace, and of tranquility as well, and power, sovereignty, which is what we need in this very chaotic time as well. Gives you a sense of order as well, tapping into your grid every single day as well. Just kind of gives you a place to put in that energy and concentrate that energy of that visualization of that dream as well. All right. So there are different ways, like 5 main ways of working with the crystal properties. There's human lore, which is everything, all of the stories that we've had about it, our history with them, going into it and knowing and getting to know it. That's good. There's the crystal healing experts. Then there's crystalline structures. There's some more scientific way of working with crystal biofield energy, and you will definitely work with that if you become a crystal Reiki master. You'll understand that each one of the main 5 crystal lattice structures help you to move energy in different places, but that is definitely, advanced crystal healer. But with my course, you'll definitely go in there. The other very basic way is to match the color of the crystal to the color of the chakra that is correlated to what you're working on right now and your intention. And the 5th way, it's pretty much as kids and pets love crystals, and they just gravitate, and they know exactly where to place that crystal, or what to do, what kind of movement to do to use it. Sometimes even is to place it underneath the tongue. I had a Satyaloka quartz that I used to always want to just put underneath the tongue, and I would put it for like 5 minutes, and I would put a timer to remind myself. I put it in my bra as well, or taped to my back as well. I taped a selenite to my back once, made sure that it was on top of my shirt, because the selenite has like fiber optic stuff. But they will tell you what needs to be done, and if not, then definitely ask crystal experts. But what I lead people to is to have their own visceral experience of crystal healing, what the stone people tell you, and having confidence enough to co-create with them, because that is our next level, co-creating with the planet. These are the planet's little bits of consciousness, of like brain power as well. All right. Oh, and this is all right. That was my little promo. So I used to have these certifications, like either a whole year by, with the person one-on-one. But what I did was to wrap all the certifications, all the trainings. It's like involved in a program, all 3 certifications, Usui Reiki with me, Crystal Reiki, and shamanic Reiki mentorship, because there's no such thing as shamanic certification. That's more like a mentorship. 3 for the price of 1. There are 48 trainings. There are 3 vibrational therapy certifications that you can definitely weave into different offers that have, specific, that cater to your specific people. Like I had I had graduates who did like a womb reading. They were working with feminine divine principle, and they were working with women and really the embodiment of feminine principle. And so after my course, they came up with these very popular womb readings, and she just concentrated on sacral and working with the crystals and a different set of crystals, and then different, I have a lot of tips and practical ways for you to create an offer, because what the last thing that I want is for all this knowledge to stay up above and not bring it to people, to bring them into their lives, into their own sovereignty, right? And so I want you to create offers with the right that cater to the right needs of the community that you serve. So that's one thing that I always do. There's 2 live private group calls per month for the Shamanic Crystal Reiki certification and mentorship. They're going to be on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Puerto Rico time, but there's always replays as well. So, and those definitely just keep the group together. And also we just have trainings, and we have a lot of exercises, and you hone your skill with me. It's not just going through all the information, because we do have books, where we do have textbooks, because I definitely want you well informed. And we also do work, which is, just things that you, action items that you need to complete in order for you to land all this information. It really is one of the most complete and a lot more contact time that I've ever seen in any Reiki certification online program out there. So I'm here for you. And if you are not called to this or not now, definitely let your friends know as well. I think it's just it's my most value packed offer yet. So I lovingly invite you into this 3-in-1 Reiki certification. What else? So it's the cost. Hi, Jackie. Hey, let me just check. Hi. So the cost paid in full is 1,111, but payment plan is 12 payments of 111, which is totally doable. So it's value packed, and you are going to come out a confident, powerful shamanic crystal Reiki master. What that means is that is like a plethora of new different therapies that you will be able to offer your clients. And this is great whether you're a nurse, whether you're a health coach, whether you're a psychiatrist or a therapist or massage therapist. It's just having this knowledge and this confidence of working energy on a very grounded and simple, with systems that guide you, is very grounded, and it will ground you. One of the things, hey, so I'm going to ask everybody mute themselves.
Yeah, makes more sense.
Yeah.
I didn't notice one.
Hi. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm going to ask that you mute yourselves, and we're going to talk later after, but go ahead and get yourself your 9 money stones. One of them just has to be bigger than the other. We're going to be working with the spiral. The spiral, as sacred geometry, is about growth, evolution. Sorry about the typo there. The passage of time, spiritual identity, balance, initiation. It is a dance. It is the direction of where you are going. It is going towards light or towards dark. It is the dance of life itself. It is about centering. It is about awareness. It is about expansion, expansion, expansion. Hopefully, because the spiral could also be about trapping as well, and evolution as well. But it is about travel through dimensions. So all you need for now is go ahead and get 9 crystals that are your money stones, that you know that are attract money and that you have around you. So the Fibonacci spiral, I'm just gonna, while you do that, I'm gonna continue to talk to you about the spiral as a sacred geometry symbol. It is the basis of many patterns that we see throughout all the universe. It is life itself. It contains upon itself all forms come to the Fibonacci spiral. It is our DNA happening as well in the plant kingdom, in actually the the crystal kingdom has different, more, but in plant, human, more organic. I mean, it's just the crystals have like sharper edges. They have more hexagon, and there definitely are other types of being with other types of bases of form. But the Fibonacci spiral for everything else on all the creation on Earth definitely is the basis of all sacred geometry. It's a common element in all natural development. And it's the key to the symbol is its relationship to progression. So using it, its intention for it to progress. Now we're using it to expand our money set point and our income. We're going to set it. It also means as above, so below. So when we set this money grid, which I'm going to do an invocation, and we're definitely going to activate it, but for now, we are, let me know, we are definitely going to set that crystal grid down. So the spiral spirals up to connect the physical self to the higher self, or it can spiral down from the higher selves to connect to the physical self. Galaxies spiral in energy. Energy moves in spiral all over your body and all over the world. The spiral is connected to the flow of energy through the chakras as they spin in a circle as well. And it's in the DNA of each cell, that spiral happening. So you're going to be working with a building block of life to manifest big. And this is what we're going to do. Big money, bigger money. We are open to receive now. And by creating this money grid, we are definitely landing this intention and like landing the rocket in a way. This is a spiral grid by Woodlich. And if you haven't seen her page, check it out because it's amazing. She does poems with crystal grids. I just think they're amazing. But this is pretty much what we're going to do, but with 9 stones. And we're going to use the bigger stone in the middle. And this is what you need if you're still kind of walking around. You will need a base, someplace safe to put, or a nice cloth, or like a wooden tray or something wooden. If you have a crystal grid base, like a wooden edged one, that's great as well. And you're going to get 9 money vibe crystals, and one of them has to be bigger than the others. Money vibe crystals are, they really, what it feels to you, they definitely have to have that higher, faster vibration as well. Usually green crystals and metal crystals tend to be the ones that were, the only ones that I would say bring us, because they it's that would differ from that would be like the shaman stones or the lodestones, which are pretty much just what we want them for is a magnetic resonance. They're very magnetic and they bring to us what we are seeking. So either citrine, pyrite, quartz, tiger's eye, jade, galena, aventurine, carnelian, rubies, emeralds, moldavites and tektites work really good for expansion. They work amazing with spirals because that's, they like, it's like putting the pedal in pedal in the metal, the metal in the pedal every time that we use moldavite in a grid. So definitely if you have a moldavite, bring it out. Any tektites that you have. Pyrites are big money stones, agate, shaman stones, which are also called moki marbles. Any lodestone, magnetic lodestone that you might have, sapphire, lapis lazuli, iolite. Sapphire is like, and lapis lazuli are all about like king energy, and iolite is all about financial stability and sobriety and wellness of your finances. Iolite. All right, so let me know in the comments that you are ready. I want you to start landing. Check. Ready. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Start placing the biggest one of all your crystals right now in the middle. We're going to create the spiral. Awesome, Jackie. Yes, ready and able. We are going to expand. I'm going to go deeper and bring in. Right now, we're just going to set the grid and then we're going to activate it. Okay. So go ahead in your delineated space that is all beautiful and set. Place that center stone. And go ahead and take a breathe. Take a deeper breath. Just to center yourself. Calling in our ancestors, calling in the sacred directions, asking any fear, obligation, or guilt to leave this space now. And as I continue my invocation, I want you to continue to create that spiral and pretty much just keep the balance from the center stone out. You're going to create a Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratio, creating grids. The secret to them is that it's about beauty. It's about also seeing how the different points correlate to each other. If you were energy, how would you move between these crystals? And how would you find the points that go with the next? How do they feel? This is very intuitive. So go ahead and create that grid. I'm going to, as I continue to invocate and work, creating that safe space for us to activate this. If anybody has any questions, let me know. You're placing the next 8 stones equidistant to each other and pay attention to the space between them, where the points meet or where they don't. If how the energy feels, if there's a weird cut in between them, go ahead and either change where the stone is or how it's facing. Go ahead and feel that out, that energy. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into sacred space in the heart of existence. Asking for any fear, obligation, or guilt to leave this place now. This place now has been claimed for the light. Este espacio ha sido reclamado para la luz aquí ahora. Gracias, paz. Our intention is to bring in expansion energy, growth, awareness, and new ways of being, new ways of understanding our finances, expanding our finances to receive the abundance that we know we are worthy to receive. Llamando a nuestro ancestro, calling our ancestors, calling the sacred directions. Pachamama, Mother Earth, thank you for being here. Thank you for your sustenance. Father Sky, gracias for all the new knowledge that you are bringing in now. Calling in our guides, our power crystals, our power animals, our power plants. Calling in the deities that work with us for the light, for our highest good. We call in as enlightened crystal humans. We are calling in the expansion of our finances, of our power, of our reach, so that our expanding consciousness is able to ground itself more and more and more and more each day into our lives, into our daily lives, into our ways of thought, into our ways of touch, into our ways of speaking, into our DNA. As you create the spiral, we are calling in our abundance. Call in your abundance. Go ahead and take a look at the spiral grid. See how it flows. Go ahead and run your finger right on top of it without touching the stones, but kind of following the energy, feeling any lags, anything that might be any cuts within that, the flow of that spiral, that expansion. Flowing in Reiki energy and activating Reiki energy in all of our grids. And I want you to think about your money set point at the moment. What is the income that you're at the moment? No judgment. Now we're going to dial that up. Visualize yourself inside like a money thermostat chamber. Are we going to dial it up slowly but surely? Dial that up to the money set point where we want it to be. What is the income that you want to be at now? We'll state that clearly. My income is now this new, more expanded amount. State it 3 times as you touch the middle crystal. And as you touch that middle crystal, your point should be just, just like this. Middle finger or your pointing finger, pointer finger. I want you to feel what that new income capacity, the ripples throughout time, which is now. Your consciousness is always now. It's a matter of you going up and down the river of time. As you expand, as you receive that, what new things can you do now? What are you able to do that you were not able to do before? And go ahead and look to your left. Take a look. You're still, go ahead and visualize the new amount. And with your fingers, just kind of bring that new life, the new things that you're able to do, the new things that you're able to acquire, the new places that you're able to go to, the new clothes, the new place, the new land, the new experiences, the new way of being. Bring them just like you are scrolling through your mobile phone. I want you to bring them to the present. And now go ahead with your 2 fingers and touch the middle crystal. And allow. Thank you, Mineral Kingdom, for receiving our intentions. We allow you in this crystal grid now to activate our wildest dreams, to expand our finances, our ATH mobile accounts, our bank accounts, our checking accounts, our PayPal accounts, all of our accounts to expand. I allow my capacity to receive and to do things differently so that I receive more money for less work. I allow my worth to expand. I allow better circumstances to support me so that I can give back to the world. And it is so. And I just want you to feel the coherence between your heart and your mind at the moment. See how they are converging and how they are meeting the crystal. If you need to bring yourself back, go back to the heart, then go up to the mind, and then to your hand that's touching the middle crystal. And just calibrate that flow, get deeper into how you feel. Your expanded money set point is now done. It is done. It's coming to you down the pike. time travel. It's already done. The universe has already received this, and this grid is now your confirmation that this is happening, and it is so. And we thank you, Mineral Kingdom, for the wondrous ways that you teach us about heaven on earth, about bringing our consciousness, our higher consciousness, into a way that feels good to us, and that all parts of ourselves come home. And it is so. Thank you, Mineral Kingdom, for all the beautiful creations that you now share with us as we ascend into other dimensions, into 5D, into dimensions that evolve us. Thank you for the opportunity to become lighthouses of our communities and to bring in a better experience of being human through your brilliance, through your light work, through how you give us a sounding board and an energy mastering sounding board. Thank you for deeply connecting with us. And it is so. Calling in my inner earth guides to activate all of our grids. You feel a lot of little kind of creatures, kind of 13, a posse of 13 inner earth guides that I work with, and I felt to bring them in, help us activate, just kind of activate the Crystal Devas. Thank you for receiving. You can now place your hands right above the crystal grid. Just place them above, just feeling the energy as you receive this expansion energy. Just keep in that heart, mind expansion of you now, what it's like to receive that amount of money, expanded amount of money. It's happening now. Trust. In this grid, your trust is being anchored in a very deep, visceral, earth element way, and it is so. Gracias, se me paran los pelos. Yes, I feel it. Están ahora trabajando full. I feel them too. They are definitely working with our grids. So yeah, wait, not yet. Continue to have your hands on top of your grids and still working, sending a lot of activations your way. And this works whether you see it now or you watch it on the replay. My guides and I work beyond time and space, and that is the beauty of it. Thank you for receiving. Activating our root chakra, our sacral, and our solar as well to receive this expansion of energy. Expansion. Thank you for receiving. Go ahead and leave that dial, that place that you were in. the money set point dial place, and just leave that dial at the new set point. And touch the middle crystal again. Let it run. And it is so. My income is now. Mis ingresos ahora son tanto, tanto. And it is so. Go ahead and thank your mineral allies. Thank the mineral kingdom for allowing your consciousness to focus and stamp the quantum realm with your creations. So this grid, you're gonna set it now, has been activated to expand your money set point to where you want it. You will work with it until this realizes. So you set it in a very like a sacred place or a corner where you're going to continue to work with it. Especially at I work with it day and night, but I always look at it and at least glance at it, and I just go ahead and thank them because that beam of gratitude goes straight to the quantum realm. If nothing else, if I don't go through the whole thing of like really visualizing my dream and visualizing that expansion and then touching the crystal grid, but definitely thank them every single day. And then also make sure how they connect to each other. Like there's kids, there's cats, there's all sorts of things that happen to crystal grids, to especially if we are still working with the new energy and integrating with it, you'll see that the grid will fall apart easily a lot more. So go ahead and daily kind of fix that spiral and go ahead and work. Remember, your heart is like the one that knows 4 times of what you know. So working with your heart, awakening, and like heart, mind, energy, coherence, and the crystals, after a while, it's just going to be like you look at them, you think, and it's already activated and recorded. So thank you for this. Has been your money expansion grid. I thank all the deities that were here and sending them back to their dimensions of the world. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out to work with me and to see how working with me feels like. And also, if you are not ready to go ahead and get certified in Usui Reiki, Crystal Reiki, and Shamanic Reiki with me, you can definitely book your one-on-one with me, which is, it's also a part of what I give. I offer rebirthing breathwork sessions, which is how I started in when I was 19. Reiki, of course, a lot of crystals, crystal readings, shamanic Reiki, chakra balancing, guided shamanic journeying, detailed energy work that we're going to work through, as well as work with your healer brand practice. I help a lot of healers all over the world work with their brands, offers, and content strategy, and I love it. So that's another thing, a way that you can work with me. So again, those are my certifications down there. Thank you for being here with me. You can definitely keep in touch through Brenda Soulfire. You can find me all over Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and even LinkedIn as Brenda Soulfire. So actually LinkedIn, I'm Brenda Mari. So, but yeah, I'm there. So thank you all for being here. Let me know how that felt for you. Hold on. Just want to stop the share. And anybody wants to share with me how that felt, now is the time. You can definitely unmute yourself and let's talk and chat. So how did that feel? Does anybody want to share? I know that gracias por dar lo que has recibido. De nada, Felix. Of course. Sharing it is how you keep it alive, and it's how you also enjoy it for yourself. So thank you, Felix, for being here. I know that Denise was feeling the chills. Good. I don't know if anybody does, anybody else. Vanessa feels it too, felt the tingles. Yay. Hola, Denise. ¿Cómo estás?
Hola. Pues mira, yo no pude hacer el ritual porque no tenía los 9 cuarzos,
Ok.
pero me dediqué a escuchar y a observar y lo hice como a mi manera, ¿no?
Ajá.
Dándome y se sintió bien poderoso, ¿no?
Qué
Igual le
bueno.
las instrucciones para yo sentarme a brujear porque estaba como en multitasking y no tenía como un altar listo. Que nada, esa fue mi experiencia, me encantó de
Sí,
una manera.
qué bueno. Te lo envío, tengo el PowerPoint, te lo envío. Para que
Ay, perfecto,
y ahí tienes
dale,
todo.
gracias un millón.
Gracias a ti por estar aquí, qué bueno.
Yes.
Y te diga ahí un bzz.
Sí, bzz.
Sí, lo siento, te veo ahí mucho movimiento bien bonito alrededor de Crown.
Mm,
So,
mm.
Jackie, I felt the vortex expand. Lucian. Eje. ¿Qué más? No te oigo, Jackie. Tienes que unmute. Tanto estoy con que mute yourself.
I'm on mute. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey. Cece. I was driving when I started watching, so I wasn't home with my crystals, but I'm always connecting with them.
Yes.
So I knew which one once you spoke about the crystals. I'm like, okay, I know who I'm connecting with right now. But when I go home, I'm going to place them specifically.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
send me the grid later. But yeah,
I will send you the
I'll
grid later
put the replay as well, so you can also go ahead and do it with me when you're
and listen again. Okay.
guys are.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. ¿Qué tienes ahí?
Yeah.
What's that? That's
Oh, my rainbow moonstone.
¿Cuál es esa? It's an opal?
Rainbow moonstone.
Rainbow
Nope,
moon.
rainbow moonstone.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's definitely shining. Like it was it's like
Yes,
what
super
we're doing.
Yes, it does. And I got my Labradorite,
Uh-huh.
and I've got,
My
let's
cat
see,
is
I've got
like
my druzy.
in love. He won't leave me alone. Está ahí que ¿Qué es esa del medio? Esa me gusta.
Phosphosiderite.
¿Cuál?
Phosphosiderite.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's not very common.
No, it isn't.
But
No,
it's pretty.
it is really pretty. Awesome.
Opal and druzy, sparkly. And look at her light.
I just
I'm
remember,
always covered in
I'm gonna
stone.
send you. Oh my God, you have like just the most amazing crystal collection.
Ella
I
está
go
bien.
in there and just put them on me.
Yeah. I've been disconnected from my crystals for the past month, actually. They're in my room, of course, but I haven't been wearing the jewelry. I needed a break so I could connect with them again. So
Yeah, because there is such a thing as crystal chaos. Can get to be like, okay, too much. I need to feel myself.
yeah, overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can happen.
Cool.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, thank you.
Vanessa, ¿cómo está? Anybody else wants to say hi? No te oigo. Ahora.
Nada, fue bien chévere. En verdad, entre las dos me tienes empowered y creativa desde ayer. He estado súper. Nada, también yo tengo cristales de siempre y estaba bastante desconectada de ellos, o sea que me gusta mucho esto que estamos trabajando. Y ahí está mi grid.
Déjame ver.
Que,
I want to see.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Espera, wait, let me, okay.
Like,
That was it.
I felt it.
Tengo,
Oh,
Oh, nice. Eso. Por acá.
tengo demasiados amatistas y cuarzos rositas y otras cosas que no.
No, pero está bien. Cuando por fin la vi se fue, pero ¿qué tiene?
Ay, perdón,
Tiger's Eye.
lo pongo de nuevo.
Ahí
Hay
está.
Tiger's Eye,
Ujú.
Agatha,
Tiger's Eye.
Okay.
Esto creo que es una citrina, but I'm not sure. O es un smoky quartz.
Milky quartz o
Ujú.
como un milky quartz. O una ágata. Es una
Y
ágata.
entonces,
No
sí,
sé.
no, esta no,
Sí,
esta es una ágata. Esta y esta son ágatas.
Okay.
Eh,
Pues eso, búscale
una es lace y la otra es la otra que se parece a lace. Ujú.
Eso,
Muy bien.
búscale una base y vuelve y lo pones así que qué sé yo, como en el altarcito y todos los días le das como que, baby, mi chavita, 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 le haces hasta el chavito dance.
Ok.
O
Está en el altar,
ya
so hay que ponerle una
también,
base.
o sea, los sufis hacían eso porque es una manera de traer el espíritu y volver es espiral, pero si una bailadita es espiral cada vez, como, bien, chavo, qué sé, whatever, después que lo sienta, porque es la cosa de que cada persona tiene su manera de sentir las cosas. Pues como tú aprendas o como tú lo sientas en tu cuerpo, mientras más conexión vas a tener con él, más eso como que es donde tú hiciste el stamp de lo que viene y lo que está ahí porque el grid ya, o sea, ancló eso. Y es lo más que nos ayudan los cristales, es anclar esas intenciones y esos diferentes, pues modular lo que está pasando en la Biblia. Gracias a Dios que está eso
Give it a
ahí.
little, give it a little sacred space.
¿Cómo?
Give it like a little sacred space, a little special spot.
Yeah. Can't wait, Vanessa.
I'm excited. And the dance thing is exciting because I've been just very called to dance lately. I think my kids think I'm crazy, but I'm dancing to all this Celtic music in my room and like singing at the top of my lungs.
But
Nice.
trance dance is like a very, very healing modality, shamanic healing modality. It's falling, como que rítmico, falling into your own skeleton. Actually, a lot of it is just kind of, como que voy a bailar como sea y then fall back into myself. Y bueno, yo he tenido, o sea, empiezo a hacer eso y me da, es como un high, el trance dance. Después de un rato de dar las vueltas. Sí, es mejor como que un sitio donde no te van a ver para que no se metan contigo, porque es bien activo y bien expresivo. Yeah. You can also do the spiral as well on the floor and just dance around the spiral as well. I mean, they pretty much just land in a very organic, like bioenergetic way, your intentions. Básicamente. Pues nada. Thank you all for being here. I have to go get Laila, and thank you. Un beso. Ya saben, we launch the Shamanic Crystal Reiki next week, and then tomorrow we are doing Shamanic something. So see you tomorrow. Me cuidan.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.